Rotherham at home. Mark, obviously you managed to keep Jimmy Spencer for the rest of the season. Great news. Just how much work does that save you as a manager in that it stops you having to go looking for somebody else?
It's something we wanted to do. It doesn't matter if you have to go and put the work in, you do it. We've got one or two names as alternatives, but obviously Jimmy, the way he's settled, the way he's performed, the way he's mixed within the group, we wanted to keep him big time, and we've had to work hard to make it happen. And well done to everybody for doing that, and a big thank you to Huddersfield for letting it happen as well. And hopefully Jimmy can continue in the form that he's in at the moment and has been all season.
And I suppose it keeps the competition for places in the squad. You know what you've got, and that has worked pretty well so far. Yeah, we knew what we were getting with Jimmy, and I think we've all been very pleased with his contribution, and that's got to continue. He's been a big part of what we're trying to do, and we're just glad to have him. I think there'd have been many clubs in our division and a couple in the league above who would have gladly taken him off Huddersfield's hands. But fortunately we managed to get it done and put that one to bed, and we can look forward to him for the rest of the season, as we say. As important as it was not to lose to Shrewsbury, do you now want to be picking up the wins?
Of course we do. Of course we do. But every game's tough. Rotherham will be even tougher than Monday, I'm sure of that. They'll be well organised, they're big and strong, they've got some real good players. We're not under no illusions, but it's important that we just keep picking up points, whether that be wins, draws, whatever. We always go out to win, but sometimes you have to take what you can and just keep picking up points, keep collecting points, and not get worried about it. We're in a position which 22 other teams in our division would like to be in, and it's up to us to carry on doing what we've been doing all season.
Can you target chasing Crawley for top spot? Can that be an ambition?
It's not something I'm particularly bothered about at the moment. At the moment it's just game by game, keep trying to get 3 points. If you can't get 3, get 1. And literally that, come the end of the season, come sort of the last couple of months of the season, you can do whatever you like. All we're concerned at the moment is just points and on from our next game.
Plenty of talk this season when you had the good start, same as you did last year, but actually your points average is practically 2 a game, whereas last season around about this time you were averaging 1.5 points a game. I suppose that shows you just how much better this season's been so far.
It's been a million times better, but we've got the squad to be able to cope. We're sure of that, and we're trying to improve it all the time, like I say. So last year was last year. This year we're miles better. We are miles better points wise. We're miles better team wise in terms of personnel, and we're better equipped for it. And like I say, we're looking forward to a strong second half of the season.
Starting with Rotherham on Friday night, and Friday nights they just give that little bit more extra atmosphere, don't they, than a Saturday?
Yeah, they do. But it's James, myself, and Paul Godfrey sat down when the fixtures came out in pre-season, and the reason behind this one was it gives us an extra 15-16 hours from if we'd have played on the Saturday. We have a game on Monday away at Port Vale, which again will be really tough, and a bit of thought, a bit of forward planning has enabled us to get a little bit of a march on Port Vale. We're playing on Saturday, so hopefully those 12-15 hours can be vital. And obviously Friday nights we like those. There'd be a decent atmosphere down at Warden Road, and urge the supporters to come and get behind them like they did on Monday, like they did against Southend. It's another massive game over a busy holiday period where hopefully we can just keep picking up points.
Rotherham, they're 11th at the moment. I'm sure they'll have ambitions of climbing at least another 4 places. How do you look at them?
Good, like I said, good side. They were top of the league for 5, 6, 8 games at the start of the season, and then had a little dip, and they've come back strongly. And I know Andy Scott and I know Darren Patterson well. They're good football people. They get the teams playing football and competitive and strong, and bottom line is they've got good players. So we're not underestimating them by any means. We're at home. We're going to try and take advantage of that and get 3 points. But we're not underestimating the size of the task again.
Any injury worries?
No, not at all. We had 1 or 2 bumps and bruises from a physical encounter on Monday against Shrewsbury. You know, 2 decent teams trying to play football, but you get a few knocks. But I think everybody should be training today. That's
madness at this time of year, isn't it?
Madness, good preparation, good planning. You know, some were off their feet yesterday, some were in the gym, some were on the grass with the main group. It's all about games, all about preparation, and we try and look after 1 or 2 if it needs to be the case where they can continue to play games. You know, we've had a core who've played quite a number of the majority of the league games in particular, and sometimes you just have to look after them, sometimes you have to step it up, and we like to think we've got that right so far. You know, we've got a brilliant backroom staff, we've got a brilliant physio and a physio department that knows what they're doing, and it's not complete luck that we're pretty injury free.
Christopher, thank you, good luck.
My pleasure.
I spoke to Jimmy after the game, and it's obvious how much you wanted to stay in.
Yeah.
He said that you sort of said to him and Darryl, just working out amongst yourselves who's going to go.
Yeah.
If you want to switch around, you happy for them to do that?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. But they're both quality players. You know, they've got 16, 18 goals between them. I'm not worried about which one plays where. Sometimes they get a feel for it more than we do on the pitch, and if we do decide to go down that route, I'm quite happy for them to interchange. You know, we're not a rigid when we're attacking teams. We're not a rigid set formation. You know, they have licence to, particularly the front 4, front 5, have licence to get where they see opportunities to cause teams problems. Sometimes you need some width. Sometimes you need 2 down the middle. Sometimes you instinctively strikers know where to go, and they've been good at doing that. The other day, like I say, we met a very good side in Shrewsbury, but we caused them problems as well.
How are things going with Luke Garbutt?
Yeah, we hope to have a bit of news on that this afternoon, and hopefully positive news.
So if we can get these 2 sorted out, how far down the line are you with targets for other targets for January?
If we get these 2 sorted out, that's the 2 done that we hopefully we can get sorted, and then it's just we're going to be patient. We're not in any major rush. Phone calls have been made to a number of clubs about availability for a few players. Just testing the water. We're not going to pay a transfer fee. We're not going to be, I don't think there's that money available. But for loans, for people who are on free transfers, we might be a good club for somebody to come to. And like I said, we're not going to be rushed into it. If it takes till the 31st of January or whatever, then so be it. And even then, they've got to be right. We've got a good group here. We've got a good group. And a number of them haven't played as many games as they'd like to, and they're chomping at the bit. They trained brilliantly yesterday. After the group trained as a whole to start with, and then we took the boys who haven't been playing so much and had some attack v defence, and they're chomping at the bit to play and showing me that what they can do, and are desperate to get in the team and prove their worth, and they are to me. They've proved that already. I know that, and the competition that they're providing and the backup when they come on and backup when they're called upon has been brilliant. So, like I said, we've got lists, but we're going to be choosy. We're going to be making sure that whatever we bring in is right.
Have you got a number in mind of how many you'd like to?
No, I haven't, to be honest. No. We've got to be careful with loans. We don't want. Obviously, you can only have 5 in your squad. I don't really want to go down that route unless it's absolutely. What's the word I'm looking for? Absolutely nailed on that it's going to work for us. We're happy with what we got. The 2 Bristol boys, who we brought in to make sure we got cover for everything. I felt for them because they haven't really had the game time, but they knew that when they came. We'll see where we are next week once I spoke to the chairman today. And we'll just keep trying to do the right thing for the team and for the club, and not spend what we haven't got. But if we can make something happen that's going to benefit the 11, benefit the squad, then I'll always be asking the question.
Do you expect anyone to be going out in January?
Yeah, possibly, but not necessarily out the club, but just out to get games. 1 or 2 young players. we might need to go out in January so we can potentially get them back a month later for and get that out of the way sooner rather than later. You know, the sooner one or two can go and get games, the sooner potentially we can have them back and they can be ready in terms of back up to speed on match fitness. And just over the last, say, month with Christmas, with January, with December, the reserves haven't really played too many games, so it's important that one or two do go out and get some more games on.
Yeah, you said you're not really thinking about catching Crawley or anything at the moment, but if you could get to the top,
don't get me wrong. I want to be top of the league on Friday night. Don't get me wrong, but that's my aim is to that'll take care of itself as and when. You know, it's just to keep picking up points. If you're through right at the top, you're there to be shot at. If you're in second place, you're still there to be shot at. Same with third. There's lots of teams underneath us who've got money to spend, who've got big squads, who've got good players, who've got big expectations, and I'm not going to heap pressure on my players by saying, you know, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. We know what we're capable of. We think we're capable of maintaining what we're doing and kicking on. And you know, the more you talk about it, the less it's likely to happen. We're just going to try and keep working hard on the training ground, keep our work ethic and our attitude and our commitments when we come into games, and just keep picking up points. And don't get me wrong, we've just had 2 draws, and some people can see that as a disappointment, you know, we've got tough games. By Friday night we'll have played every team in the league, and we'll be where we are deservedly, you know, and then we reassess and reassess quickly because we play on Monday, and we look forward to a strong second half, which we're more than capable of.
Yeah, you said a couple of times this team's better than the one you played in that got promoted in 2001 too. So does that mean if you don't match those achievements, it'll be an underachievement?
I suppose so. Better in terms of quality of footballer, you know. I mean, I couldn't play, Neil couldn't play, Bruffy certainly couldn't play. I think we only had Russ Milton, Martin Devaney, Tony Naylor, you know, big Julian Alsop, who could, you know, who could really target as real footballers. You know, the rest of us were workers. Steve had a team of captains, and it did well. This one's got more ability, and I've had this chat with Steve. You know, I sort of phoned him up and sort of said I wasn't undermining the team that he had, and I'm not saying this, but in terms of technical ability, for me this team's a little bit ahead of the likes of Bruffy and myself. So, you know, that's all where we are in terms of footballing ability. I wouldn't get this team, so there's no chance of that.
Yeah. Cheers, Mark.